As the 2025 season approaches, both Hamilton and Leclerc have been busy preparing for what promises to be a pivotal year. In a display of camaraderie and shared commitment, the new teammates were spotted engaging in winter training activities together. Leclerc, known for his skiing prowess, took to the snow-covered slopes, while Hamilton showcased his snowboarding skills. These moments of off-season bonding were captured and shared on social media by Ferrari. The importance of this physical preparation cannot be overstated. Formula One racing demands peak physical condition from its drivers, and the rigorous winter training regimen undertaken by Hamilton and Leclerc demonstrates their dedication to performing at the highest level. As Leclerc shared clips of his gym sessions alongside his skiing adventures, he emphasized the critical nature of physical readiness for the grueling Formula One calendar ahead. The 2025 season holds particular significance for Ferrari as it marks the team's 75th anniversary in Formula One. This milestone year, coupled with the arrival of Hamilton, has heightened expectations for the Italian team. Ferrari CEO Benedetto Vigna expressed the excitement surrounding Hamilton's joining, stating, "There is a lot of excitement, a great desire to begin. There is a lot of expectation. We are ready for almost everything. We'll make sure everything else is in place." The move represents a significant shift in the Formula One landscape. Hamilton, who has been with Mercedes since 2013 and has claimed 6 of his 7 world championships with the team, activated a release clause in his contract to make 2024 his final season with the Silver Arrows. This decision left Carlos Sainz, Hamilton's predecessor at Ferrari, in search of a new team for 2025, ultimately leading him to sign a multi-year deal with Williams. As part of the preparations for the new season, Hamilton is scheduled to make his first official visit to Maranello, Ferrari's legendary headquarters. This visit will include crucial simulator sessions and meetings with engineers, allowing Hamilton to familiarize himself with Ferrari's systems and processes. Interestingly, reports suggest that Leclerc requested to be present during Hamilton's simulator session. This move by Leclerc serves 2 purposes. It allows him to observe the work methods of one of the most successful drivers in Formula One history, and it ensures that Hamilton isn't left alone with the technical staff, potentially preserving Leclerc's established relationships within the team. The Ferrari management has been vocal in their enthusiasm for the Hamilton-Leclerc pairing. CEO Benedetto Vigna praised Hamilton's LinkedIn post announcing his move to Ferrari, describing it as a beautiful message that demonstrated Hamilton's willingness to embrace a new culture at this stage of his career. Vigna stated, "Change is always important, and Hamilton has put himself back into the game." I loved reading his post on LinkedIn at the start of the year, a powerful message not to give up hope in all areas. Vigna further elaborated on the significance of Hamilton's move, drawing parallels to other figures who embraced change later in their careers. At the age of 40, he has put himself back into the game. He has embraced a different culture in many ways compared to the Anglo-Saxon one. To me, that post on LinkedIn reminded me of when Indro Montanelli, famous Italian journalist who founded the La Voce newspaper, aged 85 following a disagreement with Silvio Berlusconi in 1994, decided to change at the age of 80. Piero Ferrari, son of the company's founder Enzo Ferrari, also shared his thoughts on Hamilton's arrival. He revealed that Hamilton had long expressed interest in racing for Ferrari, saying, "I've known Lewis for some time. He has always liked Ferraris, and I met him when he came to select his cars. Even back then, he told me he wanted to race with the prancing horse one day, so I wasn't surprised. Now it's up to us to give him and Charles a competitive car. Together, they will form a great pair of drivers, and I hope they can give me a nice gift for my 80th birthday." On the technical front, Ferrari is leaving no stone unturned in their preparations for the 2025 season. The development of their new single-seater, codenamed Project 677, is well underway. Team principal Frederic Vasseur has confirmed that the 2025 car will be completely new, representing Ferrari's ambition to secure their first title since 2008. Vasseur stated, "The 2025 car will be 99% different from the SF24. To facilitate Hamilton's integration and prepare both drivers for the season ahead, Ferrari has scheduled a series of test sessions. These include runs at the team's Fiorano track, from January 21st to 22nd, and further testing at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Hamilton's first on-track experience with Ferrari is expected to be on January 22nd, driving the Ferrari F175 with his historic number 44. His first simulator session is scheduled for January 20th inside the Scuderia Ferrari factory. It's worth noting that there have been regulatory changes regarding testing. From 2025, there will be an imposed limit of 20 testing days, and drivers will not be able to do more than 1,000 kilometers with the racing cars of the 2021/2022/2023 seasons, spread over a maximum of 4 days. Additionally, the rule no longer requires using only single-seaters that have raced at least 2 championships ago. This means that, in Ferrari's case, the SF23 also becomes a car usable for testing of previous car tests. The media reaction to Hamilton's move has been intense, with former drivers and analysts weighing in on the potential dynamics of the new Ferrari lineup. Nico Rosberg, Hamilton's former teammate and rival, praised Hamilton's media savvy, noting his manipulative ability to shape narratives favorably. Rosberg said, Hamilton's manipulative ability with the press allows him to administer comments on the facts so that they would not negatively affect his conduct. Rosberg also commented on Hamilton's motivation for the move, stating, "If Lewis chose the red at 40 years old when he already had everything on the bulletin board, it is precisely because he wanted, for the last time in his career, to put himself to the test." Lewis is driven by a deep love for the sport and the desire to continue pushing himself beyond his limits. A change like the one he will face this year can rekindle the passion. Gary Anderson, a former F1 designer turned pundit, predicted a potential showdown between Hamilton and Leclerc, particularly at the Monaco Grand Prix. Anderson warned of a shift in team atmosphere, suggesting that Ferrari might initially back Hamilton over Leclerc due to the significant investment they've made in the British driver. He wrote, "For Charles Leclerc, there won't be the same family team atmosphere that Sainz brought to Ferrari. Yes, they had their battles, but resolved most of them amicably. With Hamilton, a 7-time champion joining, it could be completely different." Anderson continued, "Ferrari has already backed him to the hilt in paying him way more than Leclerc, and I think it will do the same, back Hamilton for the first part of the season at least, which could rile Leclerc. I think Monaco will be the showdown. Both are good there, but Leclerc is exceptional. The Hamilton-Leclerc partnership presents both challenges and opportunities for Ferrari. While the potential for an intense rivalry exists, the combined skill and experience of both drivers could propel Ferrari back to the top of the championship standings. However, adapting to a new team environment will be crucial for Hamilton, who has spent over a decade with Mercedes. It's worth noting that Hamilton and Leclerc have expressed mutual respect in the past. After Leclerc's first win at the 2019 Belgian Grand Prix, Hamilton said, "He's been really unlucky in quite a few races this year. It could easily have been the 3rd win today. So there's a lot more greatness to come from him, and I'm looking forward to seeing his growth and racing alongside him. It was fun today, trying to chase him. He was just a little bit too quick." As for Leclerc's perspective on Hamilton's arrival, he initially maintained a diplomatic silence. However, recent comments from the Monegasque driver have shed light on his mindset heading into the 2025 season. Leclerc expressed excitement about working with Hamilton, viewing it as an opportunity to learn from one of the sport's greatest drivers. At the same time, he reaffirmed his determination to compete and succeed, making it clear that he sees himself as a contender for the World Championship. The reaction from Ferrari fans, known as the Tifosi, has been mixed. As reported by Italian journalist Roberto Cinchero, a big part of the Italian Tifosi is trying to imagine how will be the relationship between Lewis and Charles. It's a very popular topic in the last weeks. There are 2 opposite opinions about it. Some believe that Ferrari will have a dream team. That will be no problem at all. But there are those who believe that it will be not easy for Charles to have such a big personality in the other part of the box. Jos Verstappen, father of 4-time world champion Max Verstappen, has once again stirred the pot with a series of controversial statements. During the offseason, Jos Verstappen sat down for an interview with the Münchner Merkur/TS Media Group. What emerged from this conversation was nothing short of explosive, challenging the narrative of Red Bull's dominance and hinting at potential major shifts in the F1 landscape. Jos, known for his outspoken nature, didn't hold back when expressing his concerns about Red Bull's future performance. He stated, "I still have my doubts about that. Red Bull has to build a car that is more predictable under all circumstances. If you look at the second half of 2024, you can't be optimistic. Red Bull simply hasn't managed to make the car consistently fast. Why would that be the case this year?" This statement is particularly striking when we consider Red Bull's recent history of dominance. It suggests that there are serious concerns within the Verstappen camp about the team's ability to maintain its competitive edge. Jos's words carry significant weight, not just because of his relationship with Max, but also due to his own experience as a former F1 driver. But Jos didn't stop there. He went on to make an even more shocking statement about Max's future with the team. He said, "Everything is possible. He can stay with Red Bull if he sees the benefit of it. His goal is still to win races. If he feels that this is no longer possible at Red Bull, then a transfer is not ruled out." This comment has opened up a Pandora's box of speculation. Could we really see Max Verstappen, a driver who has become synonymous with Red Bull Racing, potentially switch teams? It's a prospect that seemed unthinkable just a short time ago, but Jos's words have made it a very real possibility. To fully understand the context of Jos's comments, we need to look back at Red Bull's performance in the 2024 season. While Max Verstappen secured his fourth consecutive world championship, it was far from a smooth ride. The team started the season strongly, but their form dropped dramatically in the second half. Max faced a 10-race winless drought, a contrast to his usual dominance. This performance dip saw Red Bull fall to third place in the Constructors' Championship behind McLaren and Ferrari. Jos Verstappen pointed out this decline, saying, "As far as Newey is concerned, it is a fact that the car did not improve when he left the team. The updates in particular no longer worked as desired." The statistics paint a clear picture of Red Bull's struggles. In the first half of the season, Red Bull won 9 out of 11 races. However, in the second half, they managed only 2 wins out of 14 races. This dramatic shift in performance is what has prompted Jos's concerns and led to his shocking statements. While Jos has been vocal about his concerns, Max himself has also acknowledged the challenges facing the team. In an interview with The Telegraph, Max stated, "If we continue like this, I won't be champion next year. It's as simple as that. We really need to make steps to be competitive next season." Max went on to detail specific areas where improvements are needed. He said, "We know that we need to be better over the curbs, bumps, and in the slow corners. Those are generally our weaknesses. If we are still beaten then, it will be based on pure speed." These comments from Max align with his father's concerns, suggesting that there's a unified perspective within the Verstappen camp about the challenges facing Red Bull. Max's words carry particular weight given his intimate knowledge of the car and his status as a 4-time world champion. Max also revealed some insights into the team's struggles during the 2024 season. He said, "At one point, the car was barely drivable. There was no more to get out of it than this." Interestingly, amidst all the discussion about Red Bull's performance and Max's future, Jos also took time to offer advice to Liam Lawson, who will be joining Red Bull for the 2025 season. Drawing from his own experience as Michael Schumacher's teammate at Benetton in 1994, Jos cautioned Lawson against trying to match Max's pace at all costs. In an interview with F1 Insider, Jos said, "My advice is that he should not make the mistake I made at Benetton in 1994, trying to keep up with Max at all costs. He should do his own thing. Hopefully he has a similar driving style to Max. Then together, they can improve the car." This advice offers an interesting insight into the dynamics of being a teammate to a dominant driver. It also suggests that Jos sees potential in Lawson to contribute positively to the team's development, rather than just serving as a number 2 driver. Jos's experience at Benetton in 1994 provides a valuable historical context. During that season, Jos struggled to keep pace with Schumacher, ultimately finishing 10th in the championship with only 2 podium finishes. This experience clearly informs his advice to Lawson, emphasizing the importance of focusing on one's own development rather than trying to match an exceptional teammate. Jos Verstappen's comments come at a time when Red Bull is facing several internal challenges. One of the most significant is the departure of key team members. most notably Adrian Newey, widely regarded as one of the greatest car designers in F1 history. But Newey isn't the only key figure to leave Red Bull. The team has also lost sporting director Jonathan Wheatley to Audi and head of strategy Will Courtney to McLaren. These departures represent a significant brain drain for Red Bull and could potentially impact their performance in the coming seasons. These personnel changes, along with the team's performance issues, have led to increased speculation about Max Verstappen's future. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has openly admitted to trying to sign Max. Wolff's interest in Max is not new, but in light of Jos's recent comments, it takes on a new significance. Jos Verstappen's comments have the potential to significantly impact Red Bull's team morale and stability. By publicly expressing doubts about the team's ability to provide a competitive car, Jos has increased the pressure on Red Bull to deliver in 2025. Moreover, these statements have fueled speculation about Max's long-term commitment to Red Bull. While Max is contracted with the team until 2028, there are believed to be exit clauses based on the team's ability to provide a championship-contending car. As we look towards the 2025 season, it's clear that Red Bull faces significant challenges in car development. They'll need to address the issues that plague them in the latter half of 2024, particularly in terms of consistent performance across different track conditions. The competition from rival teams, especially McLaren and Ferrari, is likely to be fierce. McLaren in particular showed strong form in 2024, winning the Constructors' Championship. With their driver lineup of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, they're poised to be a major threat. Ferrari, too, cannot be discounted. The addition of seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton to partner Charles Leclerc creates a formidable driver pairing that could challenge for both the drivers' and constructors' titles. For Max Verstappen, the 2025 season could be pivotal in his career. If Red Bull can deliver a competitive car, we could see Max challenge for a fifth consecutive title. However, if the team struggles, it could potentially lead to one of the biggest driver moves in recent F1 history. Max himself has acknowledged the importance of the upcoming season. He stated, "I always keep the pressure on, also on myself. I try not to think too lightly about things." One factor that could play a significant role in Red Bull's future performance is their in-house power unit project, Red Bull Powertrains. Set to debut in 2026, this project represents a massive undertaking for the team. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, has described it as the biggest challenge we've taken on in the 20 years that we've been in the sport. He added, "I think the next chapter is potentially one of the most exciting chapters." However, the project also comes with significant risks. As Horner pointed out, we're taking on 75 years of experience with Ferrari and 30 years with Mercedes high-performance powertrains. So we have no illusions. The mountain that we have to climb is immense. The success or failure of this project could have a major impact on Max Verstappen's future with the team. If Red Bull can produce a competitive power unit, it could secure Max's long-term commitment. On the other hand, if the project struggles, it could push Max towards considering other options. You might think Max Verstappen is the highest-paid driver in Formula One, but that's no longer the case. A stunning shift has completely reshaped the financial hierarchy of the sport, leaving everyone surprised. Lewis Hamilton has taken the top spot with a potential $100 million annual salary. So what exactly is going on here? To fully appreciate the magnitude of this event, we must first understand how Formula One driver salaries operate. Unlike many other sports, F1 does not impose a salary cap on driver earnings. This means teams are free to compensate their drivers as they see fit, limited only by their own financial resources and willingness to invest in talent. In recent years, we've witnessed a notable trend of increasing driver salaries, reflecting the growing global popularity of the sport and the immense value top drivers bring to their teams. Let's examine the numbers that set the stage for this dramatic turn of events. In 2024, Max Verstappen held the crown as Formula One's highest-paid driver. The Dutch phenom, fresh off his fourth consecutive world championship, commanded an eye-watering salary package from Red Bull Racing. Breaking it down, Verstappen's earnings consisted of a $60 million base salary, supplemented by an additional $15 million in performance-related bonuses. This brought his total compensation for the 2024 season to a staggering $75 million. how did Lewis Hamilton's earnings compare during his final year with Mercedes? The British driver, widely regarded as one of the greatest of all time, found himself in the unfamiliar position of second place on the salary charts. Hamilton's 2024 Mercedes contract provided him with a base salary of $55 million, with a relatively modest $2 million in bonuses. This brought his total earnings for the year to $57 million, still an enormous sum, but notably behind Verstappen's package. The balance of power shifted dramatically when Hamilton announced his shocking move to Ferrari for the 2025 season. This transfer, described by many as the biggest driver move in F1 history, immediately sparked intense speculation about the financial terms of the deal. How much would the legendary Scuderia be willing to pay to secure the services of the sport's most successful driver? As news of the transfer broke, Ferrari's stock prices experienced a noticeable uptick, highlighting the immediate commercial impact of Hamilton's star power. But it was the salary figures that truly captured the imagination of fans and experts.